back. Oh, where your body? Pum, 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 pum. Ah, I can go ahead and make it hopefully out. Shalom, shalom. What up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the next episode of Reading with SHILO. It's me, baby. Come on, chill. Come on, chill. It's on me, baby. I was just trying to see how to sell this thing, man. Somebody wants something. I have to show it to people. Anyway, man, welcome. What's up? What's up, man? We out here, man. I'm out here. What's the business, man? What is the business with everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that you have all and realize and understand that you have all that you need to succeed, baby. So let's succeed, baby. Oh, yeah, let's succeed. And today we're going to succeed at reading the next session. Part 15 of Slave Revolution in the Caribbean, 1789 to 1804 by Mr. Dubois and Mr. Garrigus. The sea of pages that has been laid before us, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get it going and see how far we can get for today. What can we learn and grow from? And what treasures await us, man? That's what we're here to find. Yeah. What treasures can we learn and grow? I mean, what treasures can we find? Man. So what it is. What it is, what it ain't, what you can and what you can't. We're going to try to get this reading in before the Sabbath is over. I mean, before the Sabbath comes in. Get this reading going. And then we'll be getting ready and prepared for tomorrow, for the Sabbath reading for tomorrow. Pick back up in 2 Kings. I think we're almost done. We're almost done with 2 Kings. Ooh-wee. With the pizza done? Does it look done? You sure? All right. So we're going to work our body. I'm not going to hold it down as long today. It's still going to be, we're going to do about an hour reading. But I'm not going to keep lollygagging, man. We're going to keep going. We're going to work our body, work your mind, and work your body. That's the idea. That's the plan. That's what you need to do. So give me 25 things, whatever it is. 25 somethings, man. 25 somethings. I'm going to do push-ups. I'm going to do some push-ups today and get it out the way. Do 25 push-ups, 25 jumping jacks. Do 25 something, man. Whatever it is. Do 25 somethings. You know, so that way you can just work your body a little bit, man. Get off your ass. Get off your ass. That's what you got to do. Get off your ass. You'll never make changes sitting around. And we have a habit to build. That's what I'm trying to do. Build better habits. So that way I can build a better me. And it starts with a little bit. And sometimes the habits may take 30 days. Sometimes they say it take over 200 and something days. And I don't know how long this habit going to take. But I know I got to work it nonetheless. I still have to make it happen nonetheless. And so do you. You might not have to make the same habit I'm trying to make happen, but you have other habits in your life that you need to make better habits or get rid of them. Get rid of the humbug and bring in the righteousness, the good stuff, the good stuff. But like I said, we're going to do it. 25 things, 25 things. Let's go, man. Let's go. 25 things. Let's get it in. Let's get it. How many you gonna do? I'm only doing 25 so I can go ahead and get started, man. I got to start to cook. I got to do all type of stuff before the Sabbath comes. So let's get it. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. What you gonna do? Rock with me. 4, 5 dress on. 6 dress on. 7 dress on. 8, 9 dress on. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 of them bad boys. We in there. All right. 25 push-ups. 25 push-up off the log. Keep going till it get hard. Muscle start to build. Oh, man. So let's get it, man. Slave revolution in the Caribbean. Slave revolution in the Caribbean. Man, them boys was fighting. It was down there fighting. And the French was mad. How dare these Negroes fight? How dare they? We brought them here to pick sugar cane. And they want to fight us. Shame on them. Shame, shame. Hey, give me 1 second right quick. Let me go check on my son's pizza right quick. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Let me see what they're talking about. All right, I'm ready to roll. Let's roll. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for waiting. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's get it. Let's read now. So we can get it out of the way. A lot of other shit to do. Anyway, if you're coming in, man, hey, like, comment, subscribe, tell your people SHILO out here reading shit, baby. We're trying to build this channel. We're trying to get better. Better and better and better and better. We out here. You have all that you need to succeed. So that's what we're going to do. Succeed, baby. So let's succeed in reading. Part 15. Part 15, we're almost done with the book. We're on page 159, and we have to go to 195. 195, 197, something like that. But we're not going to make it to 197 tonight. That's for sure. 196. We got to go to 196. But we're not going to make it there tonight, baby. We're on part 5. Part 5 of the book, section 34. And this is part 15, episode 15. Episode 15 of the Slave Revolution in the Caribbean by Dubois and Garrigus. Part 5 of the book is called The Haitian Revolution and the United States. Ooh, they didn't like it. They didn't like it. They were trying to shut shit down. 34, Thomas Jefferson, letters, 1797 to 1802, man. Let's see. During the 1790s and early 1800s, Thomas Jefferson's views on slavery and on the possibilities of emancipation were influenced by events in St. Dominic. I didn't know that. As the following passages show, in the first of these, he responds to a letter from St. George Tucker, an advocate of gradual emancipation who had shared a pamphlet entitled Desertion of Slavery with Jefferson. To St. George Tucker, Monticello, August 28th of 1797, I have to thank you for your pamphlet. You know, my subscription to its doctrines and to the mode of emancipation, I have sanctified that I am satisfied, that must be a matter of compromise between the passions, the prejudices, and the real difficulties, which we each have their weight in their operation. And perhaps the first chapter of this history, which has begun in St. Domingo, and the next succeeding ones, which will recount how all the whites were driven from all of the other islands, may prepare our minds for a peaceable accommodation between justice. Hey, that's the first part right there. I don't think they wanted that. You know, the idea of all the whites being driven away from where they were. You know, this is not the pink people or the colonists that came, the so-called pilgrims that came, the people who were in charge of the colonies or whatever, or the plantations. They did not want to get kicked out and ran off the way that they ran off from England and Britain and France and the Dutch and Portugal or wherever they ran from to come to what is now called America or the United States. They did not want the same things to happen. They didn't want to be driven from the plantations, but that's what they should have did. Drove their ass out of there. Get gone. Get gone. Anyway, the islands may prepare our minds for a peaceable accommodation between justice, policy, and necessity. and furnish an answer to the difficult question, whether shall the colors immigrants go? And the sooner we put some plan underway, the greater hope there is that it may be permitted to proceed peaceably to its ultimate effect. But if something is not done and soon done, we shall be the murderers of our own children. The revolutionary storm now sweeping the globe will be upon us, and happy if we make timely provision to give it an easy passage over our land. From the present state of things in Europe and America, the day which begins our combustion must be near at hand, and only a single spark is wanted to make the day tomorrow. If we have begun sooner, we might probably have been already a lengthier operation to clear ourselves, but every day's delay lessens the time we may take for emancipation. Some people derive hope from the aid of the Confederate States, but this is a delusion. There is but one state of the Union which will aid us sincerely. And if an insurrection begins, and that one may perhaps have its own fire to quench at the same time. Jefferson was concerned that black sailors from the French Caribbean would spread information and ideas that would incite insurrections among slaves in North America. Do it! Do it! Do it! In 1799, the administration of President John Adams, in the midst of a conflict called the Quasi-War with France, opened diplomatic relations with Toussaint Louverture's regime in Saint Domingue. Congress broke off trade relations with France, but made a special exception, sometimes referred to as the Toussaint's Clause, always allowing the president to continue the very lucrative trade with Saint Domingue. Yeah, they wanted that sugar dope, that sugar crack, which his supporters argued was essentially autonomous from France. And in addition to diplomatic and trade relations, the Adams administration supplied Louverture with military support, using the U.S. Navy ships to blockade ports controlled by his rivals in the colony and André Rigaud. These close relations between the black regime and the United States made Jefferson uncomfortable, as the following letters show. To Aaron Burr, Philadelphia, in February 11, 1799. The public papers inform you of everything passing here, of the proposed Navy, of our existing army of 5,000 men, additional army of 9,000, eventual army of 30,000, and now under manufacture, of our volunteer army of we know not how many. As it is acknowledged at the same time that it is impossible the French should invade us, since the annihilation of their power on the sea, our constituents will see in these preparations to the utmost anxiety to guard them against even impossibilities. And the southern states do not discover the same care, however, in the bill authorizing the president to admit Toussaint's subjects to a free commerce with them and free ingress and intercourse with their black brethren in the states. However, if they are guarded against the cannibals of the terrible republic, they ought not to be objects of being eaten by any more civilized enemies. To James Madison in Philadelphia, February 12, 1799. The bill continuing the suspension of intercourse with France and her dependencies has passed both houses, but the Senate struck out the clauses permitting the president to extend it to other powers. Toussaint's clause, however, was retained, and even South Carolinians in the H&R voted for it. We may expect, therefore, a black cruise and supercargoes and missionaries thence into the southern states. And when that leaven begins to work, I would gladly compound with a great part of the northern country, if they would honestly stand neuter. If their combustion can be introduced among us under any veil, whatever, we have to fear it. In 1800, a slave named Gabriel in Richmond, Virginia, organized an uprising in which he hoped to bring together black and white artisans to overthrow slavery. The comparison was quickly crushed, and Gabriel and other slaves were tried and executed. And during the interrogations of the conspirators, it became clear that events in St. Dominic had provided inspiration for the uprising. In the following letter, Jefferson reflects on the danger of insurrection in the United States and concurs with the other whites who were beginning to advocate a policy of encouraging free people of African descent to migrate out of the country. Yeah, they want them people gone. You want to be free? Get gone. Get gone. To the U.S. Minister to Great Britain, Rufus King, Washington, July 13th, 1802. The course of things in the neighboring islands of the West Indies appears to have given a considerable impulse to the minds of the slave in different parts of the U.S. A great disposition of insurgency, has manifested itself among them, which, in one instance, in the state of Virginia, broke out into actual insurrection. And this was really suppressed. Man, I'm tripping right now. I'm rowing terrible. In my mind, I'm rowing choppy. Waters is choppy. A great disposition to insurgency had manifested itself among them, which, in one instance, in the state of Virginia, broke out into actual insurrection, and this was easily suppressed. But many of those concerned, between 20 and 30, I believe, fell victims to the law. So extensive and execution could not but excite sensibility of the public mind and begat a regret that the laws had not provided for such cases and some alternatives combining more mildness with equal efficiency. The legislature of the state at the subsequent meeting took the subject into consideration to have communicated to me through the governor of the state, and there was that same place could be provided. Man, I'm sorry, man, my eye is blurry. This eye right here is tripping. Yeah, tripping. I think a mosquito bit me on my I think a mosquito got me when I was out there in the woods, man. Either a mosquito got me or shit, or a hair got in there. One of the two. A mosquito or a hair. All right. My bad. The legislature of the state at the subsequent meeting took the subject into consideration and have communicated to me through the governor of the state their wish that some place could be provided out of the limits of the U.S. to which slaves guilty of insurgency might be transported. And they have particularly looked to Africa as offering the most desirable receptacle. Why you want to send them back, huh? If they don't do what you want them to do, you're going to send them back. That's what it is. We might, for this purpose, enter into negotiations with the natives on some part of the coast to obtain a settlement, and by establishing an African colony combined with the commercial operations, which might not have reimbursed expenses, but procure profit also. 35. Refugees in Charleston, South Carolina. The petition, October 25th of 1799. Refugees from St. Dominic traveled throughout the Americas, but many ended up in the port of the United States, notably in Philadelphia and Charleston. In this petition, refugees tell the story of their escape from St. Dominic in late 1793. And when the town of Le Cap was burning to the ground, they defended the actions of fellow refugees, Alexander Francis Auguste de Grasse, whose French admiral father had aided General Washington during the American Revolution. And in 1799, the United States was in the midst of the quasi-war with France, and France's citizens were therefore eyed with suspicion. The response of the refugees that to this content, one also probably calculated to please the slave owners of the Charleston and of the surrounding region, was to emphasize the way in which de Grasse had constantly demonstrated loyalty to whites, even when which this put him at odds with his French officials. Yeah, that's part of me reading terrible. Yeah, that thing hurt, man. I feel like I don't know. My eyelid looks swollen right there. I hope I ain't getting one of them, what they call it, a sty. I'm about to go wash my face. Good. 35. Refugees in Charleston, South Carolina. They defend the actions of fellow refugee Alexander Francois against de Grasse and the French admiral. We, the undersigned inhabitants of the town of the Cape and its dependencies, present at the massacre and at the beginning of this town the 19th, 20th, and 21st of July, 1793. And the following days do certify and swear upon the responsibility of an oath and to render homage to the truth that M. Alexandre Francis Auguste de Grasse, inhabitant of the dependence of Port-au-Prince, Department of the Cape, Island of St. Domingo, and son of the late Count de Grasse, and etc., etc. I guess that's what that is. Was in the town of the Cape before and during the pillage, massacre, and burning of that town. In the rank of adjutant generals of the army of the whites, to act in activity against the civil commissaries, and by their order placed under arrest, at the height of the Cape under guard of the Negro army, that after having acquitted himself, he was reinstated in his office and immediately charged with the command of the barrels, where he had protected with white troops who were under his orders. Man, that shit is starting to hurt. I think this is gonna be a short one today, man. It's gonna be a short one. I was gonna read for an hour, but I don't think I'm gonna read for an hour. I need to go try to wash my eye out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read to section 6. It's like 3 more pages. I'm gonna read to section 6 and I'm gonna stop there. It's gonna be a short one today. Just so I can make sure I read. That M. Alexandre Francis Augustus de Grasse, inhabitant of the dependence of Port-au-Prince, Department of the Cape, Island of St. Domingo, son of the late Count de Grasse, etc., etc., was in the town of Cape before and during the pillage, massacre, and burning of that town, in the rank of an adjutant general of the army of the whites in activity against the insurgent blacks. That after this fatal event, he was persecuted by the civil commissions and by then orders placed under arrest. And at the height of the Cape under guard of the Negro army, as suspected of having acted against them with General Gallard, but that after having acquitted himself, he was reinstated in his office and immediately charged with the command of the barracks. Man, my eye is tripping. I wonder if it's that damn new soap I use, man. When I went to the woods yesterday, I used this new no scent soap because I wanted to hit a deer, and I didn't realize my eye was hurting until yesterday. Let me go. My bad, everybody. I apologize. That eye, man. That eye. We're gonna see how it feel tomorrow, man. We're gonna see how it look tomorrow. If it's big tomorrow, I'm not doing the Sabbath reading. If it's big, if it's big, I'm gonna try to bust it. And immediately charged with the command of the barracks, where he has protected with white troops who were under his orders. The men, women, and children escaped from the sword and from the flames who had taken refuge there, and that at least having been forced in the same manner as a part of the undersigned to avoid the dangers which still threaten the sad wreck of the white population, with embarking with his wife, a child, and several to the undersigned on the 28th of July, 1793. And on board the brig Thomas of Boston, destined for Charleston, South Carolina, where he arrived on the 14th of August, 1793, and resides after having been plundered barbarously by the English privateer, the Susanna of Nassau, and Captain Tucker of 150 unhappy fugitives or thereabouts who had no right to consider them nor treat them as enemies, and being otherwise in a neutral vessel, which contained only passengers and their effects. Man, I'm tripping. I am tripping on this reading today, y'all. I am tripping. Not only of the Negro servants who had willingly followed them, but besides the little money, jewels, and vessels of silver, which they had saved from the pillage by the assistance of these same servants. Yeah, I was gonna go to 6, but I'm gonna just finish this one because I need to wash my eye, man. I need to wash my eye. It's blur. I can barely. It's blur. I need to wash it. And see what I can do for that. The second pillage was held at Great Enog at the Caucasus Islands, or CO. Let me see how to pronounce it. Caicos. Caicos Islands. Caicos. Let's try. Let's see if that's it. Caicos, the Caicos. I wonder if that's what that is, that Turk and Caicos. I wonder if that's it. Turks and Caicos. That sounds like something neat. Like how they say fish and chips, some Turks and Caicos. St. Domingo before the revolution has never ceased. From the moment that has his efforts were manifested in his misfortunate colony, to that of his departure, of being authentically united with the white inhabitants, and in office of the chief elected by themselves, was a Port-au-Prince, was the Cape, the repel the dangers to which their lives and property were daily. Oh yeah, no, I can't do this, man. Their property were daily exposed by the insurgent blacks, and at last, that any circumstances during the course of these fatal events at St. Domingo, having never given cause to form against him to least suspicion contrary to the interest and to the individual safety of the white population of St. Domingo. In the faith of which we had signed at Charleston, South Carolina, 1799, October 25th. I'm gonna stop there, man, because I thought I was gonna be able to read it, but my eye is tripping. We're gonna work with that shit, my eye, man. I'm gonna go rinse my eye with some water. Go sit my eye just underneath the faucet and let it rinse off, man. I think it's that soap. It might be that black soap. I don't use that black soap on my face. But apparently it broke out. Oh man, I'm so tired. But we're gonna go check my eye out. We're gonna go see what it is, man. We're gonna stop there at part 15. It was a short one today. It's only 30 minutes. We're gonna stop there. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll try to come back tomorrow and pick back up at section 36. Charles Brockden Brown, St. Domingo, December 1804. Yeah, I wish I would kind of been feeling that eye earlier. I mean, I was feeling it, but I thought I was going to be able to make it. I thought I was going to be able to see fine enough. But we'll check it out. That has been part 15. Part 15 was a short part. Part 15 of the slave revolution in the Caribbean. All of a sudden, man, just all of a sudden, on top of my eye, it's like that sleep monster just jumped on me. Slave revolution in the Caribbean, 1789 to 1804. Man, get your read on, get your roll on. Shit. I'll figure it out. I apologize. Sorry for the. Hey, man, it's got to be a short one today. This eye is making me feel, maybe that sleep monster just holding me, man. It's trying to make me doze off. But anyway, let's do 25. I'm going to do 25 more push-ups so I can get out the way, man. Work your body, work your mind, work your body. Shit. Right there. Right on the edge. I'm going to look at that and rinse that shit out. Let's do 25 push-ups. 25 more, man. 25 more and then I got to go. Sorry. 25 more than I got to go. I got to figure this eye out. Sucker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe some wood, I don't know. 11. This shit. 12, 13, 14, 15. Ah, shit. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, man. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, baby. I'm out here. Oh, I'm out here reading shit. Hey, man. Hey, I did my 25. I hope you did your 25, man. I gotta go see about my eye. My eyes very blurry, and I can't read like that. But we have all we need to succeed, and I succeeded with what I was going to do. I succeeded with reading. We read about 30 minutes. Man, look at that eye. Yeah, I'm going to go rinse that shit out, wash it out. Try to wash my out, rinse it out, whatever, something. So I can hopefully get the dirt out or whatever it is that's causing my eye to do what it do, baby. Yeah. Anyway, man, like, comment, subscribe, tell your people. Today, my reading sucked. I apologize. My reading sucked today. I was stumbling over words, but I could barely see them. The words are running together. When I did like this, I can see it like that, but I don't want to read like that. I don't want to read like a real pirate with one eye. Shiver me timbers. We killed them. I don't want to read like that. So, man, hopefully my eye will be better tomorrow. Lord willing. Hey, let his will be done. Lord willing, my eye ain't tripping tomorrow. Lord willing, I can get whatever I think is in there out. Whatever I think in now, I'm trying to get it out. We're going to see. And hopefully I don't have no, what they call a sty going. We'll see. Maybe it was a mosquito bit me on my shit. I think that might have been. It was the mosquitoes was bad out in the woods yesterday, man. My boy's hands is all ate up. Cause that was the only place that was really out with the mosquitoes was their hands. So their hands is all ate up. I know they kept flying around my face. So a mosquito might have hit me in my face. It might have hit me on my eyelid. Maybe. We're gonna see. Hope that's not the case. But man, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I hope that man, get ready for the Sabbath. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, man. Let's make moves. Let's do what we gotta do. Let's get better. A little bit at a time. Sometimes that's all we can do is a little bit at a time, but let's keep moving. Don't stop. No matter what it is, do not stop, man. So, shalom. I hope y'all have a good one. Till next time, man. I'm out here. SHILO out. Get your hands over. Nobody want to lose your hands over.